Welcome to Parsha podcast of Matot-Masei. This week I want to deal with the cities of refuge. The cities of refuge are mentioned 3 times in the Torah. Mishpatim, our Parsha of Matot-Masei, and Shoftim. And the context for this mitzvah is when you go into the land of Eretz Yisrael. It is a mitzvah when we go in to make those 6 cities of refuge. That the murderer who is a rotzeach according to the Torah, who murders inadvertently, can run off there and be safe. Eventually he's exiled there, and that creates that closure. This mitzvah is about society. It's about the Eidah, Am Yisrael. It's about our chevra, society doing something just, trying to prevent the spilling of innocent blood. And we do that by creating a structure of accountability and closure. There cannot be a situation where the murder of blood, the spilling of blood, is not accounted for. There's a framework. Sometimes it's mezid, sometimes it's shogeg, sometimes it's inadvertent, sometimes it's real, meaningful murder on purpose, preempted. And each one of these things has a different channel so that we have accountability and closure. And now I want to ask ourselves, this mitzvah, which clearly is about trying to prevent the spilling of innocent blood, both a preemptive and creating the framework and the structures for when it happens so that there can be that accountability and closure. Who's it for? Is it for Jews? And here's a pasuk that I never really spent much time thinking about. In our parasha, chapter 35, pasuk 15, it says, when it's dealing with the cities of refuge, Livnei Yisrael v'lager v'latoshav b'tocham tiyena shesh ha'arim ha'ela. For Am Yisrael, for the ger, you could say that's ger tzedek. I don't think that's the simple reading of this pasuk. And toshav, also not a ger tzedek. So the mitzvah applies to everybody, which would make sense because the mitzvah is about how our society looks. It's about our responsibility as a Torah-dika society going to Eretz Yisrael of how we're going to prevent murder and how we're going to deal with murder when it does happen. To prevent the spilling, that even if there is a murder, it shouldn't be the spilling of innocent blood. And you see this also with Egla Arufa, that taking beheading of the heifer, where we have a situation of murder, we don't know who actually did it. All this makes us realize that it is our responsibility as Am Yisrael, the Eretz Yisrael, after 2,000 years, to really care about this very simple question of murder, of the spilling of blood of innocent people. And I think it's a real stain on our society at the present moment that we don't shout this enough. We're not horrified enough that over 100 people, I don't know if it's 138 by now, it's over 140, the Arab citizens who live in Israel, who go about their lives, most of them, just like you and I do. It's a real shanda that we don't cry out about this. We should have a day of mourning. We should have a day that nobody goes to work. Hashbatat HaMeshek, a Yom Shibush. We should have a day like that for the fact that as a Jewish society running a Jewish state, we have over 100 citizens, Arab citizens, who have been murdered this year. Shabbat Shalom.